There is one life, and that I share with God. There is one life, and that you share with God. Welcome back, fam. Today we are going to be studying lesson 167 of A Course in Miracles. So go ahead and pull up to the lesson if you're not there already. And if you don't have the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Let's go ahead and dive into this powerful lesson. 167. There is one life, and that I share with God. There are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. It does not have degrees. It is the one condition in which all that God created share. Like all his thoughts, it has no opposite. There is no death because what God created shares his life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. In this world, there appears to be a state that is life's opposite. You call it death. Yet, we have learned that the idea of death takes many forms. It is the one idea which underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy. It is the alarm to which you give response of any kind that is not perfect joy. All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, acknowledge death and thus deny you live. Can you believe that? One more time. All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, acknowledge death. Can you believe that? You think that death is of the body, yet it is but an idea, irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be then applied as mind directs it, but its origin is where it must be changed if change occurs. Ideas leave not their source. The emphasis this course has placed on that idea is due to its centrality in our attempts to change your mind about yourself. It is the reason you can heal. It is the cause of healing. It is why you cannot die. It is truth established you as one with God. Let's read this one more time. It states right here. You think that death is of the body, yet it is but an idea, irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be then applied as mind directs it, but its origin is where it must be changed if change occurs, meaning if we have beliefs that that thing is bad, or that person gets me mad or angry, or that person has more than me, or they make me jealous or envy, those type of thoughts are something that we originated from within and are projecting outward. So although we're seeing it on that person or situation or event, we couldn't have seen it if it didn't first abide within us. And to make this analogy again, we're going to use a light, and we are going to use a piece of paper, okay? So this light is who we are, and only the light. We are pure love and light. We are as God created us. And let's just think of this thought right here. We make a thought, right? The thought is of, I am separate from my source. And that is a thought that obscures the light which we are. So although it doesn't abolish the light, because that is impossible, we will always be light. We have just placed an image, a film, if you will, over our light. And now we are seeing a projection of what is in front of the light. If I were to look at, and let's just use, we're going to use this speaker like we always do, right? If I were to use this person and look at them with love and light, I would see nothing but that pure love and light. You see that reflection? It is reflecting back to me what I am seeing. I would see only light in them because I am looking at them with Christ vision, with who I really am. I am looking at them with pure vision. Now, if I believe that I am guilty or separate in whatever way, that is a film, so to speak, that I put over my perception, and now I see everything like that. So now I'm looking at the speaker, and do you see how brown is projected on the speaker now? I only see brown, and now I'm saying, this person's bad. This is what's happening. Look, it's brown, it's bad, that's bad, it's triggering me, this is bad. But I'm believing that this is the problem here. But if I were to see that there was a film right there, a belief that I made that is causing me to perceive that way, then and only then will I be able to do something about removing that film so that way I can change my belief. Now, that's another way of saying what was just said right here. And we're going to read that one more time before we continue. It states, its origin is where it must be changed if change occurs, meaning the origin was this thought right here in the mind of whoever thought it. And in order for that outside condition to be looked at differently or changed, if you will, it must begin at the source. The individual who had this illusion, this thought about themselves as being separate or judgmental or guilty and seeing it projected outward, must not try to affect what's happening out there in order to change the film. They must remove the film entirely and change that belief system. And then after doing so, the entire world will reflect that new thought system that they have embodied. Now, another way of saying this, and we've used this analogy before, is if I go in front of a mirror and I am unhappy with my physical appearance, me trying to break the mirror and actually succeeding in doing so is foolish, because although I broke the mirror and now I can't see the reflection of me, I'm going to turn around to look at another mirror to simply see the same thing because I didn't change at its source. I didn't change at my source. I didn't go to the gym and I didn't change my physical appearance in order to appear different in front of the mirror. So it is always beginning with us. Now, same thing in this world. Me trying to go make someone change in order to please me or to change a condition in order to make me feel better or happier. That's like me trying to break the mirror before changing the actual source of that belief. And it is foolish. And if you were to see how foolish it would be, then you would not try to change anyone or anything, and you would go straight directly to the source, which is your mind, and you would remove any beliefs that are contrary to truth. And once you do that, you will see nothing but truth outside of yourself. And that is the point that me and you are getting to if we're not there already. And that is the point that we have gotten to if you're here with me right now. But let's keep everything we're discussing right now on our minds forevermore, because this is just what is. This is how things work around here. And this is what we have forgotten. We are here in the remembrance of this, and we are here to teach this and only this by the clarity of our example. Because remember, me and you learn what we teach, and people respond to us with what we teach, and they are going to be reflecting back to us what we taught, and we're going to learn from them whether we're aware we're doing so or not. So let's teach peace and only peace. Let's teach love and only love. And as a result of teaching this, we will learn it and reinforce it in our minds as well. And we will reinforce it in everyone's minds. And if we give any shred of anger or worry or doubt or fear, we're teaching that as well and reinforcing that sad story in our minds, believing that we're a body, and there is no need for that. So again, let's not do that, and let's teach only love and light and peace, and that is what we will learn, that is what we will receive, and that is what we will experience. Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator. It is the belief conditions change. Emotions alternate because of causes you can't control. You did not make, and you can never change. It is the fixed belief ideas can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin, apart from it in kind as well as distance, time, and form. This is powerful. Just for the sake of impressing this in our minds, I'm going to repeat it one more time. That fourth paragraph in this lesson, powerful. One more time. Let's pay close attention. Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator, from Source, from God. It is the belief conditions change, emotions alternate because of causes you cannot control, you did not make, and you can never change. It is the fixed belief ideas can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin, apart from it in kind as well as distance, time, and form. It's a powerful paragraph. Death cannot come from life, and life is all there is, which means death cannot be. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains, in that they can go far beyond themselves, but they cannot give birth to what was never given them. Powerful, one more time. Death cannot come from life. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains, in that they can go far beyond themselves, but they cannot give birth to what was never given them. That's powerful. That's like saying, let's read this one more time and we'll use an analogy. So, death cannot come from life. Ideas remain united to their source. We're going to use me and you because me and you are ideas in the mind of God. God created me and you. We are an idea. We are an idea in the mind of God. Me and you are not the body. Me and you, ideas, remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains, meaning me and you can extend all that God is because ideas remain united to their source. Me and you can extend all that God contains, in that me and you can go far beyond ourselves. But me and you cannot give birth to what was never given me and you, meaning God only creates like himself, which is love and truth and life. God did not give no death, no fear, no illusions, meaning me and you cannot give birth to fear or illusions because we cannot give birth to what was never given to us. However, we can believe in something that is not there. We can believe in the absence of who we are. We can believe in the absence of love, which is fear, but we can never actually create a condition that fear is real because we cannot create unlike our source. And our source only creates like itself. As they are made, so will their making be. As they were born, so will they then give birth. And where they come from, there will they return. One more time. Where me and you come from, we will return. There will we return. Where me and you come from, me and you will return. Now, what me and you make, they will also return to me and you. Meaning, if we are making illusions, they're going to come back to us. That same simultaneous instant we give it out. The moment you give fear or anger or whatever it is that you feel like you're giving, that same instant simultaneously, you're really giving it back to yourself because time is not really here. You're doing it all right now in this instant. And they will return. They will return to their source. Everything that you have ever thought will return to you, which is why it's important for you to pay attention to what you are putting out, because you're not putting out physical stuff, you're putting out 24/7 with what you are thinking, your thoughts. And if you're putting out loving thoughts towards everyone and everything, that is all that could come back, because ideas leave not their source. However, if you're thinking thoughts of anger and worry and doubt and lack about something outside of yourself or even about yourself or who you think you are anyways, those thoughts also do not leave their source, and they are going to come back. They are going to come back to you. They are going to continue to come back until you remove them from your field, from your consciousness, if you will. Ideas leave not their source, and whenever you transmute energy and block charged energy, it will be gone. It will be gone because you cleared it at its source, which is you. You didn't try changing the condition that triggered you. You blew out the charge of the trigger itself. Now that thing that represented that charge can no longer trigger you. It's like karma. If you hear of karma, your karma. Everything that is happening to you in this world is karma, because ideas leave not their source. And so if something physical, like a situation or circumstance or event happens to you that appears to be bad and it triggers you, that is your karma that you have put out at a previous point in time, whether it was in this learning device or a previous learning device, because ideas leave not their source, and you are source, regardless of what form you take on, regardless if it's this body or a previous one or even a next one. You are still the same being. Just like whenever you go to sleep and your body is in your bed comfortable, you are the dreamer and you are the one who is experiencing the dream. Even though your body's sleeping and your body didn't go in the dream, you are not the body. You are where your thoughts go. You are always and will forever be. You are eternal, meaning if you have a thought at one point in time of fear, that fear is going to come back as karma, if you will. People use the term karma. It is going to come back in a form in the physical world, and that form is going to be the symbol of what you put out energetically. And whenever that comes, just allow it to pass through you, transmute that energy, and blow it out of your field to get rid of that charge. And now something like that could happen again and it won't trigger you, because you healed it at its source, which is you. You released the charged energy. Now it can no longer affect you in whatever form that it may take, because the source of that trigger is gone. It can no longer trigger you. So people believe that things in this world are getting them triggered. However, those things are just symbols for what is really going on beneath the surface. And people are doing so much work to try to change what's happening on the physical, when if they were to look within their field and their consciousness and in their mind and see where there's still contracted energy, they can transmute that contracted energy and blow it out and release that charge, and it will no longer show up in ways that can trigger you. You will no longer be triggered. Me and you are triggerless. Me and you are free. We are learning how to release ourselves from all the beliefs that we've made, regardless of whatever point in time we made them. It's all happening right now in this instant. And anytime you get triggered, look at that like a video game. It's fun. It's a good thing, because whenever you are getting triggered, you should say, hold up, wait, I who am love and light and an extension of pure positive source energy am experiencing something less than who I really am right now. And the only reason why I can experience something less than that is because I have put out that, because I can only receive what I give, meaning I gave this, which means that it is coming back to me. And right now that I am experiencing this trigger and experiencing this contracted energy, I'm going to make peace with it, and I'm going to blow out the charge and release myself from it forevermore. And now you're free. Now it won't happen no more unless you were to put that thought out again, because ideas leave not their source. The mind can think it sleeps, but that is all. It cannot change what is its waking state. It cannot make a body, nor abide within a body. What is alien to the mind does not exist, because it has no source. For mind creates all things that are, and cannot give them attributes it lacks, nor change its own eternal mindful state. It cannot make the physical. What seems to die is but the sign of mind asleep. Whoa, one more time. What seems to die is but the sign of mind asleep. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with what created it, because it is not opposite in truth. Oh my goodness. Let me read this one more time. The opposite of life can only be another form of life, because life is all there is. Truth has no opposites. It is all encompassing. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with what created it, because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change. It may appear to be what it is not. Yet mind is mind, awake or sleeping. It is not in opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. God creates only mind awake. He does not sleep, and his creations cannot share what he gives not, nor make conditions which he does not share with them. The thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life. Forever unopposed by opposites of any kind, the thoughts of God remain forever changeless, with the power to extend forever changelessly, but yet within themselves, for they are everywhere. This is a powerful lesson right here. Oh my goodness. This is some stuff that is this is a lesson that we definitely have to read again on our own times and read it very slow in order to really pick up everything that's being put down. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. Oh my goodness. So that's powerful. Anyone who is believing in fear, their mind is merely asleep. They are unconscious. They are sleeping. They are hallucinating. They are seeing something that is not really there. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. The mind that sees the opposite of love, which is fear, is simply sleeping. When the mind elects to be what it is not, and to assume an alien power which it does not have, a foreign state it cannot enter, or a false condition not within its source, it merely seems to go to sleep for a while. It dreams of time, an interval in which that seems to happen never has occurred. The changes wrought are substanceless, and all events are nowhere. When the mind awakes, it but continues as it always was. Let us today be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. Our life is not as we imagine it. Who changes life because he shuts his eyes, or makes himself what he is not because he sleeps, and sees in dreams an opposite to what he is? We will not ask for death in any form today, nor will we let imagined opposites to life abide even an instant where the thought of life eternal has been set by God himself. His holy home we strive to keep today as he established it, and wills it be forever and forever. He is Lord of what we think today, and in his thoughts, which have no opposite, we understand there is one life, and that we share with him, with all creation, with their thoughts as well, whom he created in unity of life that cannot separate in death and leave the source of life from where it came. We share one life because we have one source, a source from which perfection comes to us, remaining always in the holy minds which he created perfect. As we were, so are we now and will forever be. A sleeping mind must waken, as it sees its own perfection mirroring the Lord of life so perfectly it fades into what is reflected there. And now it is no more a mere reflection. It becomes the thing reflected, and the light which makes reflection possible. No vision now is needed, for the weakened mind is one that knows its source. The wakened mind is one that knows its source, its capital S self, its holiness. Round of applause. This was a powerful lesson. This is definitely one that we are going to go back and read again on our own times, because this one contains so much value. It contains so much. It just contains so much. Like, there's really no words at this moment in time that I can use to express how powerful this lesson was. But let's go ahead and read it again. Let's really absorb everything that was in there. And we are going to conclude right there. We are going to meet here again tomorrow for lesson 168, and I will see you there.